Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of South Korea Eats. I'm your host, Harold, a half Korean, half American, trying to cook some of Korea's favorite dishes from my own apartment. Today, we're cooking Chuncheon-Style Dakgalbi. If you've ever been to Namisom or Chuncheon, you might already be familiar with their Chuncheon Dakgalbi. It's one of their local specialties. Typically, you'd have to marinate the chicken for a few hours in the gochujang and the other ingredients to get that spicy flavor. But luckily, we've been sent some pre-marinated chicken from Yoosom. They aren't sponsoring this video, but they did send the chicken to me at no charge so that I could review that. The package has enough chicken in there for about 2 to 3 people, so I won't be using the whole package tonight. I'll only be using about half. Yoosom is a chain of restaurants in Busan, and they're going to be opening up a new location in Seoul soon, or they might have already by the time you see this video. They recently started selling pre-marinated Dakgalbi on their website so that people in Korea can cook it at home. I'll be reviewing the Dakgalbi at the end of this video, so make sure that you watch to the end to see some of my thoughts on the chicken. Let's take a look at some of the other ingredients that we'll be using for the meal tonight. For the other ingredients, we've got a carrot and sweet potato that we'll be chopping into bite-sized pieces. I ended up buying a half head of cabbage, but we won't be using all of it in this recipe. I've also soaked the rice cake in some warm water to get it ready, and we've got some lettuce and perilla leaves to eat the dakgalbi similarly to samgyeopsal. And let's get started on cooking the Chuncheon-style dakgalbi because I am getting hungry. So I did a little bit of prep work off camera by cleaning and peeling the carrot and sweet potato, but we've got the cutting board out now and we'll chop up these two along with the cabbage. Now that we've got the carrots, sweet potato, and cabbage chopped up, we're ready to bring out the stove and cook the dakgalbi. We're going to start with a couple of tablespoons of cooking oil. You can use any kind, but I prefer to use canola oil. Once the pan's heated up, we can add the dakgalbi. If you have a hood or fan, make sure to have it running and try not to breathe in the steam from the meat. The hot pepper flakes in the marinade can make your eyes water and start up a coughing fit. If you get any of the sauce on your hands, make sure to wash them thoroughly before touching your face as well. After the meat's cooked about halfway through, we can go ahead and add in the sweet potato, and if you notice the meat is starting to burn, go ahead and lower the heat a little. Make sure to constantly stir the ingredients. Having a wooden spatula like this can help make sure that you aren't scratching the pan. As the meat cooks, the marinade will coat the sweet potatoes and the other vegetables. Next, we'll add in the carrots, followed by the cabbage. You'll want to add them once the sweet potatoes have started to soften. Continue stirring the dakgalbi and the vegetables so that everything gets coated in the marinade. Before we forget, let's go ahead and add in the rice cake. After soaking in the warm water, they should have softened a little to make it easier to cook them. Now we'll just do a little time lapse while we wait for it to finish. Now that it's done cooking, we can grab some of the lettuce that we prepared earlier. Get some chopsticks, put it on there. Get one of the smaller pieces. And you might have to cut the dakgalbi, but we can grab some of the cabbage, rice cake, and we go ahead and enjoy it. So one thing I do want to add, if you're trying out the Chuncheon-Style Dakgalbi and you have some left over, what you can do is add some rice to it and kind of make like a stir fry, again, or some fried rice, and that's a really good way to finish off any leftovers that you might have. Of course, I enjoyed it so much that there is none of that left over, so I didn't have to worry about that tonight. I really enjoyed the pre-marinated dakgalbi from Yoosom. The meat was very tender when I cooked it. The product was very fresh. The size of the package was pretty big. It says that it's for 2 to 3 people, and I do think like with the portions and everything that is right. So if you have like a family get together or you're having a trip with some friends, like you're going camping, you can cook the dakgalbi by itself on a grill. You don't have to go all out and add like the different vegetables and stuff like I did tonight. When I actually first tried out the dakgalbi from Yoosom, I cooked it by itself and it tasted really good. There's a little bit of spice on there, but not too much to be overwhelming. And there was like a good mix of flavors in there. So if you're in Korea, I'll go ahead and put a link to the product below in the description, and you guys can check that out for yourselves. If you want to get some suggestions on what other Korean foods that we should try cooking, go ahead and let me know in the comments. This first video is going to be posted on both YouTube and Instagram, but you'll want to be subscribed onto the YouTube channel because after the first episode, I will be uploading all of it exclusively on the YouTube channel. There will still be some reels and some other contents associated with cooking on the Instagram page, but make sure that you're subscribed and also hit that notification button as well. That way, when I upload a new video, you can be notified right away so you don't miss out on the latest adventure or recipe or whatever other part of Korea that we're exploring that week. So until next time, this has been South Korea Eats. I'm Harold. You guys... I'm Harold. I'm Harold. I don't know what to say after... Because Sapphire Kitsu Travels, I could say teach, learn, and explore, but I have no phrase for South Korea Travels. This has been... This has been our. I hope you guys enjoyed this first episode of South Korea Eats. I'm looking forward to sharing some of the other recipes with you guys in the coming weeks and months. This has been Harold with South Korea Travels. See you on the next adventure. Bye bye.